We're moving forward. The chief is implementing a 65-point plan. We have doubled the number of homicide detectives, funded 2 new recruit class. Thank you, Council. We now insist on higher standards and better training. We've improved DNA and ballistics analysis, which has resulted in more arrests and better prosecutions. Thank you, Mr. DA. Plus, we launched domestic violence initiatives, cleared the backlog of testing on rape kits, and the innovative Project Safe Neighborhood has made over 830 cases against dangerous armed criminals. We've begun the overhaul of the paid detail system and have strengthened the civilian-led Public Integrity Bureau staffed with 2 FBI agents. On top of that, the Independent Police Monitor and the OIG are vigilant in their oversight. Misconduct is unacceptable. Racial profiling is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Constitutional policing can be aggressive, but it must be based on behavior, not on race. As a consequence of our reform, since 2010, complaints against our officers are down nearly 30%. This is a sign of progress, and we have made improvements across the board. Now, just as the people of the city deserve a good police department that polices constitutionally and keeps them safe, we also have a responsibility to have a prison that does the same. I believe that this is more about management than it is about money. All that notwithstanding, I have faith that we can find a solution to the police and the sheriff consent decrees. After all, this is what we do down here in New Orleans. We find a way or we make one. Now, none of our problems have easy solutions. These challenges were not created overnight, but the time is now to find the answers. The time is now to right the ship. Since my first moments as your mayor, I have spoken often about rebuilding New Orleans, not as she was, but as we always wanted and dreamed her to be. So with our 300th anniversary close at hand, just 5 very short years away, now is the time to prepare. The goal in 5 years, make the jump from dream to reality and create a city for the ages. So this is like what we would do if we prepared for the Super Bowl, the Olympics, or the World Cup. We need to set a timeline, state a vision, and work together to get it done. It's crunch time. Get your plans ready because we are moving, and it is going to be a sprint to the finish line in 2018. So what do we see as 2018 dawns? In 2018, I see a world-class airport. For 50 years, many said we needed a new airport, but we weren't able to do much about it. Now's the time. We can't kick this can down the road anymore. This new facility will be paid for with airport's own funds that can only be used at the airport. This project is going to have a big impact on the local economy, 13,500 new jobs during construction, and once complete, it will be a critical economic driver for the city, just like it was for Atlanta. We're moving forward. This project is on go. In 2018, I see a federal city on the West Bank growing exponentially and serving as one of the federal premier assets in the country and a great economic engine for a region. In 2018, I see the expansion of our streetcar network. In 2018, I see a realized city park master plan with new museum facilities, festival areas, outdoor concert venues, and bike paths. Ladies and gentlemen, they're well on the way at City Park and doing a superb job. In 2018, I see at the base of Canal Street on the river, the World Trade Center site remade into a world-class civic space. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As we speak, the city is reviewing exciting plans as part of the public competitive selection process, so stay tuned. In 2018, I see a university medical center creating thousands of jobs and a new knowledge-based economy surrounding healthcare. But the future of New Orleans, the heart of New Orleans, resides beyond a new airport, beyond Federal City, beyond new streetcars, beyond the new city park, a newly designed riverfront, new UMC hospital, or other infrastructure improvements. By focusing on 3 place-based developments that are underway across the city as we speak. Iberville Treme, where you're sitting now, is the site for the over $30 million Choice Neighborhood Initiative. With this money and another $1.2 billion of leveraged public and private funding, everything in Iberville Treme is coming together all at one time. So imagine with me in 2018, Iberville Treme, new affordable energy efficient housing in the New Lafitte and Iberville developments, North Claiborne and St. Bernard streetscapes, the Circle Food Store, Craig Elementary, the Treme Center, Armstrong Park, Galvez and North Miro bikeways, the Lafitte Greenway, the UMC hospitals, and the upcoming North Rampart streetcar line. This is a beautiful picture, and it is within our grasp. This change is not just for the people of Iberville-Treme. The whole city will benefit, and our success will serve as an example to the entire nation about what is possible. In 2018, imagine New Orleans East will have had a new hospital, which by then will be 4 years old. Joe W. Brown Park, a regional center for fun, games, and community events, with the Audubon, Louisiana Nature Center right next door, along with the already open new 7th District Police Station and the already open new New Orleans East Regional Library, plus streetscapes at Reed and Lake Forest Boulevards. Plus, the kids at Littlewoods, St. Stephen's, and Abramson will be getting an excellent education in their brand new schools, happening now as we speak. In 2018, think of Pontchartrain Park. New roads and streetscapes. Suno is thriving. Joseph Bartholomew Golf Course is busy from dawn until dusk, learning the rules of the game, or the kids are playing tennis at the brand new courts right next door that are open. Wesley Barrow Stadium with our partners at Major League Baseball. There are great games there every night. Pontchartrain Park and Harris Playground are always full of people relaxing, reading, and playing. The Walmart, breaking ground in a couple of weeks, is just down the street at Gentilly Woods, and the surrounding park, a lot of the empty houses have now been fixed up. The soft seconds and the NSP2 programs have had a big impact, and once people started to move back to the neighborhood, more followed. This is happening now. Success breeds success. Winning breeds more winning. The vision of thriving, sustainable neighborhoods across the whole city is already being realized thanks to the hard work of everyday New Orleanians. Ladies and gentlemen, we will leave a remarkable legacy. And in 2018, our 300th anniversary promises to be a milestone in our history. We will have successfully captured this brief moment in time that was given to us to stop the city's decline, turn her around, move her in the right direction, and create a strong foundation for generations to come. In 2018, I envision a safe and a prosperous city. I see a new generation of young people educated in some of the nation's finest schools, taking the reins of leadership to drive us forward. I see our young men, especially with new opportunities and a bright new pathway to prosperity in front of them. I see New Orleans embracing healthy living through our Fit NOLA program, becoming one of the 10 fittest cities in the United States. I see today's crop of cutting-edge New Orleans companies like TurboSquid, iSeats, and Pierce Industries as major players changing the landscape of American business. I see tourism growing to 13 million visitors per year, a thriving riverfront, and the music and the cultural economy blowing it off the charts. This past weekend at Jazz Fest, the Nevilles passed the torch to a new generation, handing over the final act on the Acura stage to Trombone Shorty, who is now coming into his own and taking us into the future. The great Quint Davis said it best by describing our culture and heritage as not just being in the rearview mirror. He said, New Orleans, you can see heritage through the windshield. It goes forward as well as back. And oh, how right he is. And finally, in 2018, I see the beating heart of New Orleans, our neighborhoods happy and healthy, with children playing in safe streets. When we came together 3 years ago, I talked about Mr. Jerome Smith. Mr. Jerome Smith is a civil rights leader whose ways and words influenced luminaries like Robert Kennedy, Harry Belafonte, Lorraine Hansberry, and thousands more. For years, he has offered his kids a safe haven at the Tambourine and Fan Nord Summer Camp in the Treme Center. Here they can laugh and learn and are safe from the unforgiving streets of New Orleans. In my mind, Mr. Smith is at the center of the battle for the soul of our city. And 3 years ago, I asked, how do we send him into battle? And the answer was with nothing. Before we took office, his request for basic supplies for his camp and his kids was botched by bureaucracy. There were no board games, no crayons, no hula hoops. The building didn't have air conditioning, but Mr. Smith didn't walk away. He didn't close his doors. He didn't turn the kids away. When the heat index was over 100 degrees, he brought his fans. He kept the doors open, let the kids in. There was a raggedy old bus that took our kids to a raggedy old pool not worthy of their great promise. But for many of these kids, that old bus provided the only ride they ever took someplace new, and that old pool was their only escape from the hot and vicious summer streets. Mr. Smith Camp gave them so much. It gave them hope, but it broke my heart because I knew that we could do better. Today, I am proud. I'm thrilled to say that the Treme Community Center that you're sitting in right now is open. But I want y'all to notice something. I want everybody to pick up your feet and look down. Mr. Smith fought like a lion to replace the standard gym floor with a championship grade basketball floor. And a lot of folks said, why do our kids need a gym floor fit for a championship team? Jerome Smith knew the answer. He said, because all of our kids can be champions. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is much, much more than just a gym floor. It is a strong foundation for our children's future. This Treme Community Center is proof that we are not building back New Orleans as she was. We're building her as she should have always been. This Treme Center is a symbol of what we can do when we work together to create the city that we always dreamed of. This will be possible because of you, the people of New Orleans. They are represented here today by the lights of our community who have been mentioned. Angelica Rivera, Roman Lopez, Paul Irons, Don Harding and Derek Tabb, who with our help are growing their businesses. The Martin family, who has realized the American dream of owning their own home. Matt Wisdom and the entrepreneurs across this city. Dwayne Boudreau from Circle Food. Sam Porter, who's got his own new taxi cab. Miss Loretta and Miss Freddie at the City Hall Help Desk. The Hano Citywide Tenants Association. Officer John Passero. And yes, Mr. Jerome Smith. They are lighting the way, showing us the path forward. New Orleans, hear this. We are building the city we always wanted to be. We deserve the best. We know how to win. We like it, and we are hungry for more of it. But we have to keep going, one step at a time. We are one team. We are one fight. We are one voice, and we are one city. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going forward. Let's get ready for a great future together. God bless you all, and God bless the city of New Orleans. Thank you very much.